You know the vibe. All spice, no sugar. Let's get into it.
Welcome back, beautiful soul, to another episode of the Don't Sugarcoat It podcast. We're up to episode 22. It's pretty good. It's a good number. Energetically, frequency, numerology-wise, 22 I think is a pretty good vibe. So we're going to keep the vibes rolling for this episode. And I want to speak to the bigger queens in the industry, the queens who have been in the game for a while. They have probably done a few 10K months, and they're sitting there questioning themselves and thinking, like, what am I not fucking getting? This episode is literally dedicated to you, my babes, because I'm going to go through everything that I had to navigate through, to break through, and to implement into my business to go from every now and then hitting a 10K month to consistent multi-5-figure cash months. And also what allowed me to scale to 6-figure months as well. So what I have seen in the industry, most coaches think that they have made it once they hit that 10K month. And I feel like we're just breeding this archetype that once you've hit a 10K month, you've done the thing. Like, I feel sorry for the early entrepreneurs or the women that are new in business that have just, for some reason, put this 10K month thing on a pedestal. Actually, I think anyone in business who has ever come into business, whether it's brick and mortar, whether it's a service-based business, there's this obsession with 10K months. And I get it, because naturally, if you're hitting 10K months, usually you've cracked into the 6-figure mark. And as an entrepreneur, I feel like it definitely is a milestone. Funnily enough, actually, when I moved into my new apartment, so I don't know if I've told you guys this yet, but I moved into my own new apartment on the beach. It's literally like my dream manifestation, 2-bedroom apartment, ocean view on the beach with just me, living my dream. And when I moved all of my stuff out of storage, I found all of my old journals. And a few weeks ago, I actually had 5 days off all technology. I feel like I need to do an episode on that, actually. My 5-day technology detox and what I learned in my literally 5-day no technology detox. So no phone, no music, no TV. I actually don't even own a TV at the moment since I moved. Literally no contact, like trying to keep as disconnected from the world as possible. And I found all of my old journals. So whilst I was in my 5-day detox, I was reading all of my old journals. So it was really fun. And I was looking back on my journal entries from like 2021. I had just started doing personal development, and I found my entries of I was manifesting my first 10K month. And I remember writing down like my future version of me, like what she was doing. And I just remember I was looking at it and I was like, this is so cool to look back on. So if you don't journal, like, I highly recommend it. It inspired me to start journaling again, because I was like, oh, I want to find these like in a few years from now and look back at like what I was thinking, because I was reading them. I was like, oh, I'm so cute. Look at me like stressing out about this random person in my life who I don't even talk to anymore. Or just like looking at like, oh, look at what I thought was such a big milestone in business. Oh, it's so cute. So it just was like, it was so cool looking back and reading it, all these things, what I used to think, how I even used to write, like what I literally, my mindset back then, it was actually mind blowing. So seriously, if you don't journal, I want you to start doing it, because it's so cool looking back and reading on that. And yeah, like I said, I've started journaling again, which is fun. And it's also been a beautiful outlet as well, because I've been going through a lot of things in my life recently, with the breakup, moving house, like a big business breakthrough, a grief. I've lost a family member recently as well. So I've been going through a lot of things, and it's also helped me like bring presence back to myself as well. So not only is it, of course, great for mental health, but also for memory's sake as well, because honestly, reading my little manifestation of like what I was creating with my 10K months, so cute. Anyway, let's move into this. Hitting 10K months. For some reason, we put it on a fucking pedestal. We're going to take it off the pedestal this time round and Anyway, if you're listening to this and you're scaling to beyond 10K months, you've hit that 10K month and you're like, fuck yeah, I finally did it. And then for some reason, the next month you fucking plummeted down again. And you're like, what am I not doing? Like, what is happening? Why can't I maintain this? Why can't I scale this? We're going to go deep into all of those things inside this episode. So let's chat. 10K months. Besides the fact that for some reason everyone puts it on a pedestal, I did too. I put that motherfucker on a pedestal, and then I remember I hit my 10K month and I was like, fuck yeah, amazing. And then I just started recalibrating. To be honest, when I hit my 10K months, I actually just consistently kept growing to about 15, 30K. It was after I hit 30K months in sales, I started experiencing the fluctuation. But I feel like the reason why when I hit my 10K months and I started scaling, I regulated my nervous system so much when I hit the 10K that I was just like, oh, this is normal. Of course this happened. This is normal. Whilst I did definitely celebrate myself, I also was just like, oh, of course this happens. And instead of being like, oh my God, I did it, this is crazy, and like making such a big deal about it, I was just like literally like speaking to myself in my mind and rewiring my nervous system around the fact that like, of course this happened. This is just natural for me. This is normal for me. Like when I did hit my first 10K month, I was still nursing at the time. And I just remember saying to myself, oh yeah, this makes sense. The less I work as a nurse, the more money I make. Oh yeah. So I was just naturally rewiring my mind to believe, I was basically brainwashing myself to believe that I just did it. Like it was just normal for me. And it wasn't until I started hitting more 30K months, like the bigger multi-5-figure months, and then on to my first 100K month, that's when the fluctuations started to come in. And that's when the confusion started playing a little game in my mind, and it made me question, do I need some systems? Do I need strategy? Like selling and sales were a bit inconsistent. And I started looking at my business model, and I was starting to look at like where the gaps were. And what I've realized is when you hit 10K months, that's great for you. The next piece to scale to consistent multi-5-figure months, whether that's 20 to 30K recurring cash, or whether that's a 80, 90, 100 plus K sales month, whatever those big milestone is for you, I want to acknowledge you for one, getting to the 10K, because I feel like that's a really big hurt. Like I feel like it actually is a big hurdle because you make it out to be. And now when you're at that position, you're pretty good at what you do. You've refined and fine-tuned your artwork. You know who it is that you work with. You've gotten good at actually having a business. But at this point, you've worked really fucking hard to get there. And I want to celebrate you for that. But becoming a multi-6-figure entrepreneur and having multiple 5-figure cash months on repeat is an entirely different game. And I'm going to walk you through the 4 pillars that you can implement into your business so you can naturally hit multiple 5-figure cash months and build a sustainable and also scalable business for yourself. So I want you to listen in on this next piece. You can't scale a business that you are scared to drop. If you're scared to drop your business, then you have built it wrong, and you will never hit reoccurring multi-5-figure cash months, let alone a 6-figure month. So let's get into it. So the first pillar that I want to speak into is high frequency leadership. So this is how you move when no one is looking. This is the decisions that you make when everything is telling you to make a different decision. These are how you lead yourself in the times of uncertainty. So when you're scaling outside the 10K months, it's not about like looking to your coach or your mentor or your clients and being like, how can I, what can I do more of? It's you've refined your art now. it's time to become a better leader. It's time to facilitate yourself into more high frequency and embodied leadership. So I learned this when, like I said, business for me, like when I hit 10K months, it started just like slowly scaling up. And it got to a point where I invested in a high level mentor. And I actually made that decision in a time when sales started to become really fluctuating. And that was also around, it was actually the same time that I quit my full time job. So my stability had gone out the window. And I had to then, instead of looking at and relying on something external for stability, I had to actually find stability within myself. So I actually had to become deeper and more embodied in my own leadership and who I was behind closed doors. And that's when I invested in my high level mentor. And then same thing. So that was last year. And then same thing afterwards. It was about 4 months after I invested in her that I hit my first 100K sales month. And then most recently, about 2 months ago, I reinvested in my mentor at an even higher proximity. And at that time, even though I was doing multiple 5-figure cash months, at that time, it was a decision that was really, really risky. It was really stretchy for me. And most people would look at my situation with financials, where I was in business. I was about to run an Australian tour. I was also traveling to America. I was also like, my expenses were through the roof. And I was like, honestly, my sales were really fucking dry. And I was like, I know I need to make this decision because this is how I get to the next level. So I had to lead myself and facilitate myself further in, okay, if I was leading myself, if 6 months from me now was leading myself, how would I conduct myself? How would I take action? What decisions would I make? And this is a very similar pillar to scaling to your 10K months, but it's at a more embodied level. It's at a more where the stakes are high. So this is a decision that you have to facilitate yourself through. And I want you to land with this is your income will always match the level of your leadership, the leadership that you have within yourself, not the leadership or the influence you have on your audience. So that's pillar 1. Pillar 2 is positioning, iconic personal branding and positioning in your market. So if you are one of many, you will always have to fight for a sale. But if you are the only one, sales will find you. And this is what happens when you have been in the industry for a while, you've been consistent, you've started building your business, people have started to understand who you are and what you do. But now there's a difference in positioning yourself to premium buyers. So when you're first starting your business and you're starting to refine your art and figuring your craft and your transformation, who you work with, it's all about being consistent. It's just about getting clients in the door. How many clients can you work with? How many testimonials can you get? How many results can you get? It's all about numbers, right? It's all about quantity, getting people in the door, getting more clients, building your network and having people start to associate you with a particular transformation. You getting to your 10K month is all about quantity. Like the more you can do, the more consistent you can be. It's all about putting more work out. Once you're moving into a more higher caliber market, it's about positioning. It's how to position yourself in the industry. It's how to position yourself against people who are providing similar results than you are. So for example, for me in my business, I went from content creator. I started my business and the first 10K months that I hit was actually me being a content creator and actually helping other high-level entrepreneurs create content for their business. And as I grew my business and grew my skill set, my knowledge, and became a better leader, I began to position myself and pivot myself in the industry to actually be the person that you come to and learn from if you want to scale your business using content, using personal branding, positioning yourself in the market. And now I can work with early entrepreneurs, the women that are scaling to 10K months to have their business, to scale their business and to get their name in the industry. And now I also work with the women who are scaling beyond 10K months into the 20K, 30K, 50K and more, how to position themselves in the market and actually market their skill set and position themselves to attract premium buyers. Because the people that you work with at a high level, they buy differently. Their buyer psychology is differently. So you have to position yourself differently in the market too. So it's not about posting more and just being consistent and showing up and showcasing what you do, but it's more, it actually requires a pivot in how you show up online and how you conduct your business to actually attract premium buyers. Because the people that are going to invest into you at a multi-5-figure level, they're coming to you because you are the one. No one else is going to give them the result that they seek. No one else is going to give them that except for you. And the way that you sell that in your branding and in your positioning and in your content and in your business has to change to reflect that you are the one, that no one else can do it like you. This is really, really important when it comes to building that personal brand and really becoming an iconic creator online and becoming and transitioning more into that leader position. So that's pillar number 2. So we have gone through pillar 1, which is high frequency leadership. Pillar 2 is iconic brand positioning. Pillar 3 is magnetic messaging and buyer psychology. So this goes even deeper into not only how are you showing up online, but the communication in how you actually communicate your offers. Because people don't buy when they understand what you do. People buy when they understand themselves through your offer. And this is an artwork. I truly believe that this is an artwork. And in pillar 3, when you learn how to communicate yourself with affluence and integrity, and you can honor your business through your languaging and how you speak, by the time that you're actually doing this, people already know what you do. But a deeper level of high ticket buyers is they understand themselves more deeply through your offer. And this all comes down to your marketing, your messaging, your credibility, and also the psychology of the buyers and understanding how people buy. This is really important, something that we do inside my new container CEO table. So I created a new container CEO table for high level clients just like you that are scaling beyond 10K months. And something that I've done inside this container, and I'm going to talk more about CEO table in a moment, is actually bring in a team of my clients who are skilled in this industry to help you implement this and actually work with you to implement this. Because I know through my own experience and also coaching hundreds of women now that actually communicating your offer online is a skill set, and it is something that is required for you to actually generate cash flow from your content and create more of a high converting landing pages, more high converting messaging, more high converting content to not only showcase what you do, but have people instantly be like, this is exactly what I need. And in my new container CEO table, I've actually brought in a client of mine who is highly skilled at creating super aesthetic Canva designs and create magnetic messaging as well, to actually work with you and alongside you to help build out your brand and your messaging as well, which is super, super exciting. So pillar 4, now we're on to pillar 4. So now you know high frequency leadership, you know that it's important to position yourself iconically online, and pillar 3 is messaging and buyer psychology. Now pillar 4 is systems and support. So I know that right now, if you've hit the 10K month here and there, you're probably wearing all the fucking hats in your business right now. You're the creative director, you're the content creator, you're the sales person, you're also the back end queenie, you're also marketing yourself, you're also running events, you're also managing your business, you're also tracking your finances. You're literally doing everything in your business. You're wearing every single hat. You may have a VA, and sometimes you may be like, I don't even know if this is worth it. And sometimes your VA might feel like she's giving you more work, or they may feel like they're actually creating more work for you. Trust me, I've fucking been there. I've had to fire multiple VAs in the past because no matter how good of a communicator you are, sometimes it's just not in. They actually create more work for you. So I get it. When it comes to hiring and firing team, that's something that you also need to step into and facilitate yourself as a leader when you're scaling into even higher cash months, because your business is getting bigger. You need to treat it as that. So which means bringing in team. So pillar 4 is systems and support. So scaling into the more CEO role, it's a team sport. And what I've realized is a lot of the reasons why women get stuck is they forget to ask for help, or they're afraid to bring people into their business because they think that they can do it better. And I I feel like I know this on such a deep level because I have been that person so much in my business, and it has held me back so much because I have had this mentality of like, oh, if you want a job done well, do it your fucking self. And that has kicked me in the balls multiple times in my business. And I've had to learn how to lead, teach other people, and actually employ team members and actually outsource so I can stay in my magnetism, so I can stay in my power, so I can stay in what I'm here to create instead of dispersing my energy and wasting the amount of time that I have wasted on trying to wear all the fucking hats and do everything myself just to save money. Oh, seriously. I've realized now that fuck that. I just fucking pay people who are good at what they do. I pay people to do that because it's actually allowed me to be more in my power and actually magnetize more sales. And it's made me step up more in my game. So now, like, the reason why I actually have multiple 5-figure cash months, like my recurring revenue is multiple 5 figures, is because my outgoings and my expenses is at least $10,000 a month. Like, I have no other option but to scale my business because I also have the team to facilitate and support and grow. So when it comes to scaling, you have to be okay to not be the person wearing all the hats all the time. And it's actually time for you to outsource and to bring in a team and build a team, babes. Because when you look at companies, when you look at high-level leaders, when you look at people that you want to scale to, they are there because they learn to outsource the shit that they're not good at, or even the things that they are good at. They've learned to outsource that to teach another team member so they can stay in their magnetism. Because when you are spending so much time and energy trying to do things for yourself, you're actually wasting time. And that's the one thing that you cannot get back. You can make money back. You cannot make time back. You can regenerate more energy. You cannot fucking regenerate time. Time, once it's gone, it's gone. So it's so important to spend your energy and your money on actually getting more time for yourself. So I actually don't do that many hours per week because I have a team that does it for me. And that allows me to stay in my magnetism. It allows me to channel through and download my next level, my next creation, what's coming next in my business. If you want to scale like a CEO, you have to treat your business like a company. It's the exact same thing as scaling to 10K months. Instead of treating your business as a hobby, you have to treat it as a hobby. When you're scaling to the next level, you have to stop treating your business like a business and start treating it like a company, which requires you to move into a CEO role and hire team members, managers, directors, advisors, accountants, finance, like lawyers, finance, sales teams. Like, I have all of these people in my business right now because it allows me to be the CEO and operate like that. So it's a mindset, it's a frequency, it's an embodiment, and it's also a strategy. And this is why I created the CEO table. So the CEO table is my brand new mastermind. It is a 6-month mastermind for clients who are scaling to 10K months. Clients who are scaling beyond 10K months. Because when I looked around in the industry, I realized that there are so many women that are just like scathing the 8 to 10K. Maybe they've hit a 12K month, but they're fluctuating back down below, and they're wondering and they're questioning themselves, what am I not getting? What am I not doing? Yet they're wearing all the hats. and they're not sure, that they're looking at all the different mentors and they're like, who do I work with? What mentor do I want to work with? And what I've created is actually, I've never actually seen anything done like it in Australia, which is really exciting that I actually get to bring this into the industry here in Australia, is a mastermind that is also a collaboration. So this mastermind, I'm obviously facilitating it, but I also have 3 other coaches supporting me in this mastermind. And the reason why I'm bringing these coaches into the mastermind is to work specifically with you to build out your business with you. So instead of this being a coaching mastermind where you just kind of come in and I coach you, we actually build out the business with you. So I have a specialist in email marketing and back-end systems. I have a specialist in Canva designs and content creation. So not only are you coming into this space and being mentored by myself, but you are also coming into this space and you have the support of a team, because scaling as a CEO is a team sport. So when you come into this space, you'll have my incredible PA supporting you to build out your marketing systems and your backend systems to actually ensure that your funnels are flowing, to ensure that consistent client conversions is happening in your business rather than sporadically. You also get access to build out your marketing design and your marketing branding with my incredible client who is also now my support coach inside this mastermind, to create Canva designs and event marketing, because something that I know that a lot of the women in this space will be running events. So we're also going to be helping you build out your events with your marketing, your funnels, and also I will be helping guiding you and mentoring you how to actually speak and lead and position yourself as the authority, not only online, but also in person in front of a crowd full of women or men or whoever it is that you work with, which is really, really exciting. So this is CEO Table. If you feel like you've been looking for a space to grow into your next level as a CEO, as someone who is the standout in your industry, this space is specifically designed for you. And it is an application-based process. So you have to have done 10K months to even be in this space, because something that I want to create too is also a community where other like-minded women who have done the 10K months and feel like they're disconnected from their friends, or they're kind of outgrowing their community, they're outgrowing their coaching containers, and they're looking for the next high level proximity, then like their next high level environment where other women are doing the same thing, where other women are running events and looking to lead movements. So what's included in this space is super exciting is for the first time, I'm going to be including a 3-day retreat inside my mastermind. So in the collective, which is designed for women scaling to 10K months, they get 1-day in-person events. This is the next level. So naturally, I'm going to the next level. So inside this mastermind, you also get a 3-day retreat for all of the embodiment, all of the energetics work, to actually be in a space with me and recalibrate yourself to your next level. So you get a 3-day retreat included in this 6-month mastermind, and you also get a group VIP day to work on the strategy, the back end, and the systems, because this space is really designed to bring the embodiment and the energetics work with the systems and the strategy to help build out your business and scale you to the next level with me. I will have so much more involvement in your business. And because of that, it's actually a very low amount in this container. So I'm only taking 5 people per intake into the CEO table, which is cool. We've already got 1 person in, which is super, super exciting. I literally only launched this on the weekend, so I'm even more excited to just like bring this to the public and open up the spots to more beautiful souls who are ready to scale to the next level. So if you have been calling forward a new space to welcome you to your next level, this is an invitation for you to reach out. Message me if this feels aligned to you. Again, this is an application-based process. You have to have done 10K months to even be considered for this container, because it is ultimately super high level. So I'm super excited about this container. I'm super excited about just like the evolution of my business right now. I feel like I have hit into a new level And I'm ready to really guide the next wave of women who are looking to scale beyond the 10K months and really create a movement with the business that they have created. So my beautiful souls, I'm going to leave you with this. You know where you are. You know, if you're scaling to 10K months, the collective is my coaching space for you. If you're scaling beyond 10K months and you're ready to really stand in your power and open the next level of your business, CEO Table is for you. And I'm just so stoked to even offer this because I feel like no one else in the industry has done it. So if you know this is for you, amazing. This is an invitation. I'm going to put all of the links below. This is a brand new container. So I actually don't have a landing page for it right now. I don't have a website for it, which is even more fucking cool that if you get to because I know that it actually doesn't need to be like that. Because the people who are going to be in this space, they don't need to know logistics. They just know within their soul, within their heart, that this is their next level. All right, beautiful soul. I love you. I'm going to leave you and I'm going to see you in the next episode. Bye.